Honestly, I would totally stay until like 9 or something if I
If
could.
you didn't have more
That
time.
would be it.
Sorry.
Placenta to placenta using primary pathway. Okay, so we start out at the placenta capillaries, and then we're in the
Umbilical.
from the umbilical vein, we have two paths, and we have to show both of them. At least most professors do. One side we use the ductus venosus. The other side we use the hepatic portal vein, which goes to the liver, which goes to the hepatic vein. Both of those go to the inferior vena cava.
And do we have these two different things in the primary pathway?
You have both of them in fetal circulation, but they don't specifically have to do with the primary pathway. I will show you.
Oh, okay.
Primary and secondary pathway, there are two different ways through the part of the fetus. Here's the lungs over here. Baby's not using the lungs because there's no way to do it. Okay. So the blood comes in through the right atrium, and in the primary pathway, it goes directly through the foramen ovale and into the left atrium.
What is the foramen ovale?
Foramen ovale is a hole that the baby has between the right atrium and the left atrium.
Just the baby?
Just the baby.
When does that go away? When in development?
When they're born.
Okay.
And then regular circulation continues left atrium, bicuspid, left ventricle, and on out through the aorta. The other way that fetal circulation can go, the secondary pathway, it goes from the right atrium, doing the normal thing, tricuspid valve, right ventricle, up through the pulmonic semilunar valve, into the pulmonary trunk, and then it shortcuts through the ductus arteriosa into the aorta.
Ductus arteriosa.
Ductus arteriosa. So the things you have to remember.
And the ductus venosus.
And that one's for the, yeah, but that doesn't have to do with the heart circulation. Foramen ovale is the primary pathway, ductus arteriosum is the secondary.
Oh, okay. And the foramen ovale is right there in between the atrium.
The right and left atriums.
And then the ductus arteriosum goes between the pulmonary trunk and the aorta.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, after we get to our inferior vena cava, we're supposed to go to the heart.
You're in my way.
I said primary pathway.
You're in my way.
Move. And then this goes to the right atrium, and then where do we go?
Which pathway are we using? The primary pathway. Okay, the foramen
Foramen
ovale.
ovale.
Right. So we go through the
Over to the left
foramen
atrium.
ovale, and then to the left atrium, and then
Bicuspid.
bicuspid valve,
The left ventricle.
left ventricle,
Then the pulmonary semilunar valve. The pulmonary semilunar valve. The aortic semilunar valve.
we're in the left side of the heart.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'll forgive you this.
And then to
So-
the aortic arch.
To the
Where are we going? Oh, from placenta to placenta.
yeah.
Okay.
So we're going through the baby and back to the placenta. So
then the aortic, the
so
the
now we have to
descending
go,
aorta.
down through the aorta, through the we're like you said, the aortic arch, and then the descending
aorta,
aorta,
the thoracic aorta,
thoracic aorta,
and then the abdominal aorta.
Very good. Okay,
To
so now we're going down the abdominal aorta, and we get to what?
oh, the iliacs, the
Mm-hmm.
the external.
Well, we're in the humans, so they have the common iliacs for the
Okay.
arteries. So it starts off. Let's see. Here's the
Oh, because
common.
the cats doesn't have that.
Right. Here's the internal iliacs, and
And the
here's
external. So we're gonna
external
be.
the iliacs.
Does it matter which side we go on if it's
It
from
doesn't
placenta
matter
to
which side.
placenta? Okay,
So-
so from
so-
the common iliac.
So we can just let's stick with the left. We'll go left common iliac artery, left internal iliac artery, and then off of the internal iliacs we have the umbilical arteries, which go back through the umbilical. So left
When were we ever gonna learn that? Where the umbilical? Can you show that to us? You already showed those to us, didn't you? Can you show them to us again?
they're not on the cat,
Oh, so
at least not that I could find to show you. So
this is something we just have to know.
just have to know. Left umbilical artery, and from there you're back at the placenta capillaries.
All right. Can you send that to me?
Yeah. So what's the second one?
Secondary pathway?
Mm.
Okay, so if we started this over,
Use the ductus arteriosus.
so where would we go after the right atrium?
You would.
Tricuspid valve
Tricuspid valve
to the right ventricle,
to the right ventricle.
pulmonary semilunar
Uh-huh.
valve, pulmonary trunk,
Pulmonary trunk. Very good.
pulmonary arteries, to the
Okay.
lungs.
But we're not going to the lungs.
Why aren't we doing that? Oh, because there's the ductus arteriosum,
There
and
you
it's
go.
gonna take us over to the aorta.
Ductus arteriosa. That takes you to the
Aorta,
aortic arch.
and you go
And
all the
then
way through
all
that
through
stuff
the
all
different
over.
parts of the aorta, down through the abdominal aorta,
Then
and
the common iliac,
uh-huh.
the internal iliac, the umbilical arteries, and then back to the placenta.
There you go.
All right.